one night, the kind of same thing happened over here. We're walking down here, and still night, like tonight, not a single breeze, nothing, right? And when this happened, I got so scared, I stopped in like mid-step. I turned back, every single person was stopped in mid-step. You know what happened? A leaf blew across the street. That's all. That's all. This leaf, one leaf, but there's no wind, keep in mind. It went just perfectly straight, like in a straight line across, like barring our way. And I'm like, the heck was that? I was happy to see the rest of the group freaking out too when that happened, because I was, you know, I can pick up on certain things, soaking other people. And I asked them, how are you guys feeling, or how are you guys feeling right now? And they're like, we shouldn't go into the graveyard. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. You guys want to try? They're like, no. I'll leave it up to you guys, yeah. So I had everyone take their Ghost Radar app out, right? I'm like, okay, let's try to get to the bottom of this. What's going on, you know? So they turned on their little app, you know, and I asked, you know, the spirits, what's going on tonight? Can we enter? What are you trying to tell us? And immediately the lady's phone next to me said, candy.
Where you go?
Chocolate, ice cream, cake. All of these sweets were coming up within about 5 seconds.
I don't know.
I'm like, what? And I'm like, candy? You know, what's going on here? I'm like, I don't understand you. What are you trying to tell me? And then instantly the lady next to me, her phone said, offering. We do offering every now and then as a thank you to the spirits and to the people, the ghosts, of letting us come here and to tell stories. So we'll come, we'll bring poi, we'll bring fish, you know, and the kids in the graveyard, they don't want the fish and the poi, they want candy. They want cake, they want ice cream, you know. So I'm looking at this offering and it's dawning on me. I said, okay, you guys want me to leave candy and cake next time. The only time I ever heard the Ghost Radar said yes was right after I asked that question. Then I said, next time I come back here, how does that sound? Excellent.
I don't know.
It was the next word that came up. I'm like, holy, this is cool, you know. I said, okay, you know, we're not going to enter tonight. Thank you for letting us know. And the whole group wanted to turn around and go back. So we turned around and went back. But this one guy, you know, there's always a brave few in the group, you know. The whole group wants to go back. Of course, this guy, never mind you guys. I went walking. He walks right into the graveyard by himself. Not even 10 seconds later, comes running back out. Won't say a word, kind of looking down. We ended the tour here that night. He parked right outside the graveyard, but because I parked in the palace, I walked back to the palace anyway, right? He followed me back to the palace. He walked with me all the way to the back of the palace over there. As soon as I got everybody in the car, he went to me, he told me, you know, I wanted to tell you this before I left, but I want to say it in front of everybody. When I walked into the graveyard, something grabbed me by my chest and shoved me out. I told him, well, you shouldn't have been inside there. He's like, yeah, but I just wanted to let you know that something had grabbed me on my chest. After his 21 gun salute from the gods himself and the royal procession from the people that he loved, he was finally laid to rest. How cool is that? The doors were open, and then the doors were closed, never to be opened again, right? As the last people that went in there, as they locked up the doors, they counted 3 caskets inside there. There's the king, there's his mother, but who's in the third one? Nobody knows who's in the third casket. That's one of the great mysteries of Hawaii. Still, nobody knows. So the stories and the rumors started going, right? Decades later, 1920s, it came around, yeah, he's buried with the royal jewels and gold and silver and this and that and diamonds and rubies, and we're not Egyptian, okay? We're Hawaiian. If I could see a king, the way he'll be buried, it will be with a casket of poi and spam and rice. A whole casket of food on the side of it, right? So, 1920s, there were these 2 men, came from Aloha Tower. They had a little bit too much to drink. They were sailors. They broke into the grave. They got a little tipsy. They broke right in, and the only reason why these 2 men are known, because the very next morning, bright and early, the policemen showed up. These 2 men were dead on the stairs. They were facing out, like they were running away. The door was slightly open. They barely managed to open it. They were scared to death. They had looks of horror on their dead faces. They had scratch marks going all the way down their back that drew blood.
What?
What's in there? This is why burials are usually off limits, especially for the royalty, for the elite. As we continue over there, I'll give you guys a few minutes, of course, to go look over there and stuff. You will notice a little bit of the extent of it, yeah. This is just two people, perhaps. And what happened to these two guys that tried to go into the grave for bad reasons, yeah. You guys want to hear a story over here? Kind of a disturbing story. The rocks are good, right? Like at the place over there, the rocks are brought here to bring goodness. Each rock was taken care of. So we like to end the tour over there before. We all would just stand around there and end the tour. And then 2009 in August, the day right before we celebrated our 50th anniversary of statehood, right? That was on a Friday, the 50th year of being a 50th state. We got right out here and we noticed that the place wasn't peaceful like it usually is. It wasn't good like it usually is. This place is, it was scary. These lights wouldn't stay on. Even the lights on the highway wouldn't stay on. They kept flickering off at random intervals and, you know, off and on. And then at one point all of them turned off and the sprinklers came up. I have never had the sprinklers come up there ever. The sprinklers just came up, got everyone wet, and went off. And came on and going up and off and up and like that. And something was going on. And now we look on the side, we looked over there, me and another guy that was Uncle Joe, right? We were working together and there's 3 rocks placed on top of it. These rocks were big. Now what you need to know about those, if you guys went to the bathroom break, these rocks are good. They are treated like people. They're very respected. By bringing good rocks in here, you bring good energy, right? The place becomes great because of the energy coming from the rocks. These 3 rocks that were about this big were brand new. They had just been put there. Each rock had markings on it. Not like drawings or petroglyphs, but markings like something had hit it repeatedly. Chipped parts of it off here and there. There were even, there was one rock where you could look and there were, put it this way, there were 2 little hollows dug out where you could place the knees perfectly on top of this rock. And then you could place the hands and the elbows on top of this rock. These rocks were not good rocks. These rocks were used for human sacrifice, to break the bones. Can you imagine how much blood stained these rocks? How much pain, agony, suffering, torment? How much of that essence is still in the rock? By bringing something like this back to this area, it's meant to change the energy. It's meant to desecrate the area. The whole place became horrible. The next morning we came back, the rocks were gone. One rock still remains though. If you look on the side over there, on the bottom, that one rock on the side, right on the bottom,
On the left?
that's still one of the rocks. You can still look and see.
Where?
You can still look and see where the water would drip down into the other hole, Well, not water, but the drip.
The one on the right?
That rock is still there because the goodness was enough to overpower one rock, and the spirits in that rock is found peace as well. But the most disturbing part about that is, I'll tell you this much, ghosts did not come over here and bring the rocks, okay? People did. People who had the knowledge that I would probably respect and call them uncle and auntie, they came here for the specific reason of desecrating this place. As to why, I have no idea. Anyway, follow me to the grounds where we're going to go end the tour over there. But to end the tour, I will share with you guys a personal story of mine. You might think whatever you want with it. I'll tell you, this is a story that I know to be true. This is an occurrence that I lost many friends over. I used to go ghost hunting a lot. The kind like you see on TV. You go over there, you wait till you get your pants scared off you, and then you run away screaming and you go home and you wonder why something would follow you home. You know, this was a night we went over to the Makua Cave, West Coast. Afternoon we get there. Oh, the place is creepy in the afternoon. Daylight. You can hear the wind blowing from the back of the cave out to the front, kind of like calling you. So me and my friends, we had a good idea. Oh, we should come back midnight, yeah? I don't know why. We came back midnight. We had ropes. We had everything. We were planning on crawling down the caves because when you get to the right, to the left, and in the middle, it looks like on the right and the left that the ceiling goes all the way down to the ground and it's a dead end. But if you get on your hands and knees, you notice there's a space about this big maybe to crawl into. And you crawl and keep crawling. and keep crawling, not knowing where you come out. We wanted to see if that was a place that there was a legend of, like a half man, half shark, right? So we decided, yeah, let's go for it. Middle of the night, we go over there and we start crawling down on the right side, all the way down, half hour, 45 minutes. I don't even know what time it was, but our knees were bleeding. The back of our heads were just, being whacked by the rocks. They're bleeding as well. And as we're crawling down the cave, we're kind of getting a little claustrophobic after a while. I'm the first one, my light is shining down like that, and I'm like, okay, everyone wants to go back. This is not fun anymore, And I see a little place like right up ahead, like 40 feet or so, and I'm looking up ahead, I'm like, hey, there's a little place over there, guys. It looks like you can stand up, but that's not the place. Let's go, okay? But let's just check this one out first. Everyone agrees. Start crawling down, closer and closer. And as my light is shining down there towards the stuff, not even a minute after going down, you see something walk in front of my light. All the at the end, I kind of froze. I'm like, what the heck was that? What the heck was that? I stopped, and my friend's like, why did you stop? Why did you stop? I'm like, bro, I just went to see something down over there walking across the light. My friends never believe me, so I'm lying down. You got a head over here, a head over here, and a head over here. That's how small the cave is. They're all lying on my back. We're all kind of like trying to look, and and we're just like this for 2 more minutes. Just waiting. The shape comes walking back across the light. Oh, my friends booked it. They turned around and they scratched. Took us about 5 minutes to get out. Well, I was, of course, now the last one, right? So as we're crawling up, very, very fast and frantically, you can hear something kind of like scratching its way up towards us. Something behind me that's moving towards us and coming up and following us and trying to get out. My friend broke his ankle trying to run out of the cave. He twisted his ankle, fell down, broke it. We carried him out of the cave. We had 2 cars across the street, full moon night, yeah, but all the clouds are blocked, We run over there, we're kind of like, oh, I wish we had the moon, Jump into the car. I jump into my car with my friend, go to put the key inside. Car's dead. It will not start up. I'm thinking, the heck with this. My friend's car's gonna work. We'll pick up this car tomorrow. If you know the area, that's not a good place to leave the car in, but I'm like, the heck with this, and we jump into my other friend's car. His car's dead. Both cars were dead for 45 minutes. As we're sitting in the car, that's when all chaos breaks loose. Oh man, you hear your friends start screaming, oh bro, why you would take us here for, bro? Why you would take us here? We gonna die we gonna die. Why did you do that to us? That's how the screams are coming, and then people were just freaking out and getting all angry at each other. And then the moon came out. Cloud blew away. The whole area was bathed in light. We watched this figure walk out of the cave, walking towards us with our dead car. We're not jumping out of that car to run. We were just terrified. This thing came walking out of the cave, started walking across the road. At the line in the middle, it stops, stands there, glares at us, turns around, just walks back into the cave. Red eyes, red beady eyes, maybe about this tall. Didn't look like a human. The head came like this, and the body, and had like little tiny arms and little tiny legs. It looked like the skin was the same texture as scabs. After that, we drove home. None of us would say a word. None of us would talk about it. We stopped going ghost hunting that night. None of us caught each other anymore. None of us were friends anymore.